Είναι πάρα πολύ πώς θα πω, καταπληκτικό το παράδειγμα το δικό σου, Σούζη, γιατί ουσιαστικά αλλάζεις και την αντιμετώπιση που έχουμε για το πόσο μπορεί η τέχνη να αλλάξει την ζωή. Και εσύ το καταφέρνεις. Μιλάμε για ένα θεατρικό έργο το οποίο γίνεται βιβλίο, σε λίγο καιρό θα γίνει και ταινία. Μιλάμε για διαφορετική αντιμετώπιση πια στα δικαστήρια. Και ναι, η τέχνη μπορεί να αλλάξει την ζωή μας.
I have always believed in storytelling as being one of the great powerful change advocate tools. And when I was a lawyer, I would tell my client's story in court and see that if I gave the story in a way that the judge felt, oh wow, that's really complicated and hard, they would make a fairer decision. I sometimes think that my storytelling technique is what I got from being a lawyer, and then I actually moved into storytelling as a profession. And of course, I can't let go of my legal storytelling because that's where justice lies. And I think that the power of the story means that someone feels empathy and compassion, and they just think, oh, that could be my sister or my cousin, that could be my wife or my daughter. I don't want that to happen. I don't want to live in a world where that's possible. And I think people rethink some of the things that they thought maybe in their 20s or 30s. I also think young men rethink about, well, I want to be with strong women and women that are very thoughtful and intelligent, and I have to understand how I do that and how I support them. And one way is to be educated about these issues, and also to affect change with other men. Like I invite football coaches and fathers and grandfathers and big brothers to talk to younger men about porn, about sex, about respecting women, about what the consequences of not respecting women are. You know, I think that it's a very big conversation, and it's not just about the law, it's about the community as a whole. We need to be doing it at schools, we need to be bringing our children up to understand this, and we have to have men as allies that come in and say, I'm not just going to be an ally by standing next to you, I'm actually going to talk to young men in a way that they can hear that it's not cool to speak about women in that way. I'm going to call it out when it happens, because you never know when it's someone in your family that's going to be the victim of something like this. And it is catastrophic when it happens to women. Someone described it to me as a living murder. Like it's actually something that's so psychically damaging to a young woman to have an experience like that. And the consequences of feeling alienated and alone and not having people say, it's not your fault, is a very, very, very difficult thing to live through. And I think what we can all do is if someone discloses a rape or sexual assault to us, rather than like being afraid and saying, why did you go? Or what did you drink? You say, that's terrible, that shouldn't have happened to you. How can I support you? Like so that they don't think that speaking up is a dangerous thing to do. So they can get the support and help that they need. The other thing is that I went to the UN to talk about how art can affect change in New York. And we talked about the book and the play, and we had some excerpts from the play playing in the UN. And all of the countries asked questions, and we had this great conversation about one of the most important things is to support women who are the complainants and not make them feel that they can't talk about it or that they have to keep it to themselves and suffer in silence.